What's going on, people? Good morning and welcome to United View. Welcome to your transfer view. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. It's me and DJ taking you through your latest Manchester United transfer news this morning. And just for everybody asking where Owen is, oh my God, where's Owen? I've seen a few people in the comments. Owen's just a little bit under the weather right now. He hasn't left the channel or anything like that. He's just under the weather and he's just recouping, man. As you can tell, I'm ill as well. There's a little bug going around, man. It's the beginning of the year, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, don't you guys worry about that. But like LUV says, man, so glad DJ is back. Love his analysis and insights. DJ, they're showing you love, man. They're
man.
your analysis and insights, though. I don't know about that.
Nah, come on. Nah, you know what, man? Just big up to the whole community, man. They've just shown me nothing but love since I've come back and that. And just, it's good that, when one of us are gone, they miss us, man. And, we miss you guys, when we see a couple of those regulars in there, they're not there. We're wondering where you guys are. So the love is the same, man.
That's right. We've got a lot to get through this morning. We're going to be talking about Victor Osimhen, too expensive, deal dead. We're going to be talking about Gusto hijack. Are we going to give Chelsea a taste of their own medicine and try and teeth their deal for the summer? David Raya, the plan for the Brentford keeper who's not renewing his contract further. We're going to talk about that. And a summer clear out as well. Manchester United reportedly needing to sell players before they can buy players, according to Laurie Whitwell, to adhere to FFP. So, yes, without any further ado, let's get into this. And this is from Florian Plattenberg, actually. And you know what? It's really interesting that this is the news, actually, because look what we were talking about yesterday, DJ, and you guys in the comments. We were talking about this Osimhen thing and versus the Kane thing. And Mina's, she was adamant. She's like, listen, give me my Osimhen, man. I want Osimhen. And DJ, you was talking about how much that would cost. And so was Kenny as well. And Florian Plattenberg said this yesterday evening. He said, on Victor Osimhen, this is the news. He is still on the list of Manchester United, but no longer the top transfer target in the summer. The biggest problem is that he's too expensive. Napoli wants more than 100 million euros, he's being told. So he's been told that Man United board is not willing to pay that price and is therefore looking for cheaper solutions. Now, it'd be interesting to see what you guys in the comments think about this. It'd be interesting to see how you feel about this, DJ. Let's get into it, man. Do you care about the price? Is that the right thing for Manchester United to be walking away from a deal that's over 100 million, or is he worth that? What are you saying?
I think he's worth the price tag. I was a bit unsure about him to begin with because I was just thinking, how is a player in that league going to translate over to the Premier League? It's just different, which is a different beast here. But in terms of his attributes and what he could offer if he does come in, he's definitely what we need. He ticks a lot of the boxes that we actually really need in terms of a centre forward and number 9. The price tag is a bit worrying, but at the end of the day, listen, if you want the premium, you got to pay for the premium. You have to pay. You have to pay the money. So it's one of those things. It's whether United want to be at that level, which I suspect we really do. And I think Ten Hag really wants to be challenging every single year. And by doing that, you need to go buy the best players or the best young up-and-coming players. And he's young, he's really good, and he's probably looking for that next step. And it's because he's done so good why his price tag is astronomical. I just think if you've got the money to do it, you do it. You do it. Do you know what I mean? You have to do it because he is that good. And again, he's young. He's got a lot of longevity in him as well. So, yeah.
I mean, depends how much money we've got as well. Like when the new owners come, why can't we do that?
Yeah.
I know sometimes it's not as simple as that, and we're just as fans, we're just like, spend them thing. We don't know who the new owners are gonna be yet. We don't know how much money they've got. All we know is that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is the only one in the hat, and there's gonna be more. But I'm like, if we've got new owners and we're serious, and Eric Ten Hag wants this guy, pay the money.
Yeah, and the thing is, the new owners, they know coming into Manchester United at this moment in time, this current climate, they're gonna have to spend the bag. They're gonna have to drop the bag in the summer because they know, one, they're gonna have to endear themselves to the fans, and two, the team, the first 11 and the whole squad is in dire need of investment all over the board. So they're gonna have to drop something real big in that summer transfer window for Ten Hag to use. They're gonna have to.
Yeah, they will, and I just feel like we know we need to fix this problem, obviously, as a long-term thing, and if far too many times we miss out on our primary target. And you know what? It doesn't mean that we don't have backups. It doesn't mean that we don't have other targets. This isn't the now window. This isn't, you know, with a few days to go to the 31st of January, we're trying to get striker for deadline. This is the summer. You know, it is important to remember that this is what 5-6 months away. But the planning needs to be there. But we know that we've been long time kind of admirers, isn't it, of Victor Osimhen. And he looks like he really suits what we want to do. Tabislow says he's too expensive now. Yes, but I agree with Fleck. If we got the money, then we should use it. But what about FFP? We're going to talk a little bit about that later. Someone just dropped there. Sorry. We'll talk about that a little bit later, Tabislow, because that's on the list of things to talk about FFP. Theshan says, Flex, amazing content. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Bro, I'm in Barcelona on the 16th of Feb. How do I get a Man United ticket for the game? It will be my first live game ever. Can't find it online. Can you give me a reliable source? Listen, man, I am not. People inbox me all the time and send me DMs. In good faith, I get it, and think I can be the ticket guy. I'm not that guy, honestly. I wish I could. I wish I could really help everybody. My advice would be, I don't know, online. Keep searching online. And
you'll have that power soon, Flex, man. You'll have that power soon.
I don't know.
I don't know. Them strings.
Because you know what? I never like to do that whole, you know what I mean? Oh, the ticket guy and all that. You shouldn't, because it's a really, really tough thing out there. And there's a lot of touts and there's a lot of complexities. I kind of stay away from that kind of thing. And there's a lot of people out there fleecing fans who claim that they're, you know, proper Man United supporters, but they're fleecing fans. It's a really sketchy area. It's something that I don't get involved with at all. But I understand why people ask me. But it's something I can't help you with, I'm afraid, bro. But good luck. It's the hottest ticket in town, I get. But yeah. Chris said Flex dishing out tickets from his trench coat, Del Boy style. Yeah, exactly. Nah, mate, not me. And Bear says, good show, Flex. UEFA are clamping down on FFP violations by Chelsea. No more long contracts for next summer. Again, we'll talk about that. And Daniel Luciano says, I'll take 2 tickets for United bench. Thanks, Flex. Thanks for the super chat, Daniel Luciano. I definitely can't get you that. But yeah, back to Victor Osimhen. We know he's our long-term target. Look, going forward, our strategy does need to change. I agree with that. Like, how many times have we wasted money on big signings, big transfer fees, and just because we're going to get new owners and hopefully an injection of cash and more funds available, it don't mean that we have to carry on stupid with it and you know what I mean, end up back in positions like we were before. But at the same time, it should mean that we're really competitive. It should mean that we're really kind of ruthless, really, in it, in trying to secure the likes of him. Do you think that this is a smokescreen, DJ? Like, telling Napoli, nah, we're not interested, too high. Then you kind of go back in the summer, renegotiate, see where you're at, see how he finishes the season. Or do you think it is just, nah, man, I don't want him for that much?
I think it is something to do with the money, but I think it's to do with kind of, as we said, if you know, the Saudis come in and we've got billions, if not trillions, then that deal becomes relatively easy for the likes of them because it's within their power, isn't it? It's within their scope. But I believe United shouldn't even be trying to haggle on deals. I'm tired of it. I think we're all tired of it. If you got the money, obviously you try and haggle to get the best deal, but at the end of the day, just pay the money if you need to, or try and sort something out. Like, I think maybe with Napoli, we could add sweeteners in there. You can maybe add a Martial if you can play a few more games towards the end of the season. You can maybe add a Palestri somewhere in there, or Amad Diallo. That's if you wanted to go that route to try and sweeten the deal. If you can get Victor Osimhen for 90 million, even at a push 80 million, which is like real cheap, then that is very good business. But we may have to throw some other alternatives in there.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, and also as fans, you got to remember is like social media dictates a lot of what, you know, we believe to be true or untrue or the general consensus. You know, that's what we do here at this very channel. That's what all fan channels do, all online fan content media. The news comes in via the internet, via reliable sources, via different, you know, outlets and stuff. And then we kind of make our own minds up of what we think is true, or we have discussions about stuff that might be true or might not be true.
Yeah.
But just because we're being told that Victor Osimhen is 100% the one as well, that doesn't mean. How many times have we seen that before? You know, you trap this player, then that doesn't happen, and you actually go and get this player. And when you speak to people at the club, they tell you about leaks and things in the press that literally have never come from the club and just haven't been further from the truth. Yeah. I'm not saying, by the way, that, this is bullshit. We're not in for Victor Osimhen. Don't listen to any of it. It's lies. Because I don't believe that. I think he is on the list. We've heard from enough credible sources, not just random Twitter accounts. We've heard from enough credible sources that he is on Manchester United's list. But that doesn't mean he has to be the only one on the list. He can't be. He can't be the only one on the list. We've got to get a striker. And actually, exactly. I don't know if you watched the game last night. After we got off the full view, DJ, or you saw the highlights or anything of Spurs against Fulham.
I didn't.
Okay. But it was funny because I messaged Mina straight away because basically Spurs were shit the whole game, as per usual, especially in the first half. And right before the end of the half, someone feeds the ball into Harry Kane, half a turn, spin, bang, outside the box, clean finish. Typical Harry Kane.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just messaged me to say, still too old? You know what I'm saying? And I know it's not as easy as that. I was just trying to wind her up. But honestly, I still think he's got it. But obviously, there's reports that he might stay and he's going to be open to a new contract there, etc., etc. Big up to Aminor. Thanks for the super chat, bro. Really appreciate that. Says big love to DJ. Says big love to you, DJ. Aminor says.
Bless up, man.
Yeah. And Kenny and Mina are world class. Yeah, great. Kenny's brilliant, man.
He is, man.
I mean, actually, I think it's like a running thing that his internet cuts out just as he's about to get to the crux of his story, and he leaves you on these like little EastEnders cliffhangers.
Yeah.
But now, big up Kenny. He's a great guy. We're really happy to have him on board and part of the UV family as well. If you just joined us, the latest is Victor Osimhen is deemed too expensive for Manchester United. I want to hear from you guys. We want to hear from you guys. At 100 million euros, Florian Plettenberg is saying that he's still on the list, but he's no longer the top transfer target because he's too expensive. Napoli want more than 100 million. He's been told that Manchester United board will not be willing to pay that price and are therefore looking for a cheaper option. If they're looking for a cheaper option as well, how cheap are they willing to go? Because that's another thing that might concern me a little bit. Yeah. It's like, okay, you want a cheaper option than 100 million euros. So that means you're saying they're not. Actually, let's break that down. From that, obviously, things can change. This is early doors. But from that report, he's basically saying they're not willing to pay that. So that means that they're not willing to do another Anthony purchase on one player.
Yeah.
For a striker, because Anthony was 100 million euros.
Yeah.
So what are you saying about that? What do you think the price is happy that they're willing to go to then?
I think United are happy paying anything from 70 to 90 million. I think that's kind of the bracket range.
Or euros.
Euros. I think that's kind of their ballpark, because history dictates that. I think, we spent big on strikers before, hasn't necessarily panned out. And I think with this one, United just don't want to get their pants pulled down. It's just happened too many times. And I'm guessing they've done their due diligence on him. They've done their research on him, where they may think, 120 million is too much for that type of player, but we don't mind spending 70 to 90 million euros in that ballpark. And I think even Napoli would have to kind of, maybe check themselves. This is all business, isn't it? It's all tactics. They may even think, we're going to go in with the highest, but they may settle for a slightly lower fee. But I reckon the lowest they'll go is 90 million euros. That's the lowest I think they'll go.
Yeah.
Anything lower than that is...
You don't want to be pricing yourself out of, like I said, getting good players. I know
exactly.
We talked about that, Ronaldo rule of the wages and stuff like that. But I think it also has got to apply to transfer fees.
Who else would be in for him, Flex? Who else would be in for him? That's another thing as well. Who else would go into the market for him?
Osimhen.
Newcastle, maybe.
You can never say no, even though they got Isak, whatever. But you can never say no. Can't say no to Chelsea. João Felix might go back off loan, might not stay there. Then they go, right, we need a striker. They'll pay for Victor Osimhen 100 million euros.
Yeah.
PSG could, maybe.
Yeah.
Why not? Messi coming to the end of his thing. I think he might stay another year, but never put it past them.
Yeah.
Real Madrid still need a striker. Do you know what I mean?
If they don't get him back in Madrid, he suits Madrid to me as well.
Plenty of takers, bro.
Yeah.
Jonathan Reed says Chelsea. Lil Yoya says Chelsea defo. Tank says Chelsea. Newcastle, yeah. Pito 100 says Arsenal. Can't rule out Arsenal. You never know. Definitely can't rule them out. Especially if they win the league. If they win the league, they're going to go super strong, let's read out some of the members chats as well. And remember, if you do join the membership, you get your priority chat, you get your exclusive content, get your UV Raw, you get your badges as well, and your emojis. Lil Yo-Yo says Chelsea defo. FH did it. FH did it, I think it is. Why pay the bag for Osimhen when Benzema is on a free? But I think Benzema's on a free as of now, but I think he's on just a case-by-case basis. You know, when you're a Real Madrid legend like that and you're at his age, you kind of just get to near the end of each season and see. I think he'll probably just sign another year. Do you know what I mean? And stay there. Or, to be fair, you never know. You never know. Maybe Real Madrid don't have the season that they want in the Champions League and lose out on the league to Barca. I'm just saying they might do. You never know. Maybe he has a discussion and they say they want to go in a different era. But I don't think we can do that now because you just don't know what's going to happen with Benzema.
Yeah, I think with Real Madrid, they are quite ruthless. So if Oshimen is there and because look, Real Madrid is probably they're the most attractive club in the world. You know, a lot of players from different countries will kind of, would want to play for them because of their history. But I think if they had an opportunity to bring in Osimhen over Benzema, who's obviously coming to sort of like the end of his career, they'll do it, man. They'll press the button on that and get him.
Well, and the thing is, we've just spoken about Harry Kane, and some people's reasoning for not getting Harry Kane is because shouldn't spend that big money on a 30-year-old. Obviously, yes, technically Benzema would be free, so that's different. I 100% understand that. But he is what, 36, something like that. 35. Yeah. He's 35.
Yeah.
He's born in 87. So yeah, he's 35 years old. What's the longevity in Karim Benzema? But on a free, it will be another short-term fix.
Yeah, and I think
I'm tired of amazing short-term fix, like for a year. You know what I'm saying, or maybe maximum 2 years. But do Man United want to go in a situation as good as Benzema is? Would Man United want to go in a situation where they give a 35-year-old a 2-year contract?
You know what? I mean, if we really, really had to, if something catastrophic happened and we couldn't spend a lot of money or whatever,
1 year,
then yeah. But at the same time, I think we want to kind of pull away from that. We want players that are going to be here for a while.
Surely, I'm not even Listen, Benzema is wicked. Benzema's world class. Do you know what I mean? World class. Even in La Liga this year, he's played 10 games, he scored 9 goals. Like, this is what he does.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? This is, he is an absolute bagsman. But I just feel like we've got to stop doing this short-term fix. It's happened for too long.
Too long.
I mean, we have not fixed our striker problem for ages now. For ages.
Yeah.
And it's just really annoying. Are we there? Yeah, I think we are kind of there, but it's working. It's working its way out. Yeah, and I just want to see us finally nail it down and go in the right direction. I don't want another short-term gap. I mean, I think Harry Kane at 30, if you was to get him, or a 30-year-old, if they're good enough, that's not so much a short term. That's a good 3 years. Do you know what I'm saying? That's a decent cycle. I'm not saying we have to get the guy who's 22 and he has to be here for 10 years, or that's not a good project. But I mean, the immediate, like 1 year, we'll see at the end, might give him an extension. No, 30 is like probably the cutoff point of like, you could give a 30-year-old a 3-year deal, and then you could say there's an option for a further deal.
And not all 30-year-olds are the same.
Exactly. You just got Casemiro. You know what I'm saying? He's 30. And look at him. Do you know what I mean? There's certain
30-year-olds are the same. Yeah. And I just think with someone like Kane, you can make that exception. Do you know what I mean? But again, it's about would you go for Victor Osimhen, who's much younger, not as prolific just yet, but he's on the way to being that. Victor Osimhen for over 100, or Tottenham, what they're going to do with us with Kane. You know what they're going to be charging. So it's which one's the lesser of the two evils? Do you know what I mean? Because we're gonna have to spend money. We can't not spend no money and be scared to spend money. We've got to spend money. So yeah,
it's tough. Smash a like on the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let us know what you are thinking about this Victor Osimhen situation, with the price being too high and potentially Manchester United looking at other areas, really, because of his 100 million euros price tag. Should Manchester United still be entertaining that type of money for that type of striker, that type of profile, or should we pull away? Should we look for cheaper alternatives? considering, you know, we should have new owners by then as well. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And remember, the memberships are in the link in the video description below if you would like to join. Let's get on to story number 2. Gusto hijack. This is interesting because Malo Gusto has apparently agreed personal terms with Chelsea, the right back from Lyon. Good little player, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Really quick, really direct, very aggressive. But apparently Manchester United are looking to hijack that move by getting in contact with him and asking him to kind of keep steady. You know, don't rush into a decision. RMC are the ones who reported this, and they've reported that Man United are hoping to hijack Chelsea's move for Gusto and have told the right back to not rush a decision. It's not clear whether United would have a late January move or hope that Gusto holds off on a mid-season switch in order to swoop in the summer. Initial thoughts on that one, DJ?
You know what, yeah? He's a good player. Good player, what, 19 years of age. He's quick. And from what I've seen of him, which I won't profess to be a big sort of follower of his career, but from what I have seen of him, he's a man that likes to hit the byline and whip it in the box. He's got a bit about him. Plus, going down the other way, defensively, he's pretty sound as well. So, and he's only 19, so he can definitely improve. I just think that United phoning his agent or whatever, saying, "No, can you tell him to hold off?" Nah, man. Nah, man. No. Are you going in with bread? United, are you going in with bread? Like, don't go in with promises, go in with bread. That's how you get players. Yeah, all of this, please, like, hold off, and it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Chelsea are, and they've always been run like that. Even the previous regime, like, they're ruthless, man. If they want a player, they're going to go buy the player. There's none of this haggling. There's none of this, oh, could you wait for next season or wait here? Nah. They want a player, they're going to go in and get it. And it's like we're coming out of our hands like this. Do you know? It's like we're going, yo, nah, you have to buy it. If you want a player and he's someone that can grow with this team, you could get clearly a good 6, 7, 8 years out of him if you was to buy him now. It's just, if you're 19 years of age, where are you gonna go? Let's keep it real. Where are you gonna go?
I think that's the quote of the day. That's the quote of the day. Don't go with promises, go in with bread.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? and it's true, especially when you're dealing with Chelsea, bro. Especially if you're up against, because all them man there know is bread right now.
It's bread.
That's it. Todd Bowley's not on. No, I'm going to come back later and let me know what you're saying. He's going, there's the peas. Here's how we're going to spread it out over 100 years.
Yeah.
so we ain't got to pay nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Todd Bowley's on that. He's on peas. Yeah. And also, you know what? I think we're all right now, to be honest. That's certainly something. Well, it clearly says it's not something we're going to do in the summer. So we know that already.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not something we're going to do in January. We know that already. That would be silly, and we don't have the resources to do that.
It's not really a priority, though, is it?
It's not really a priority, and even in the summer, to be fair, there still could be a decision to be made. Aaron Wan-Bissaka has been really resurgent. He's done really well, and it's going to be interesting to see people's thoughts actually and feelings on Wan-Bissaka in the summer in terms of the way it's heading. Let's just paint a picture of this, yeah? Hypothetically, I'll paint a positive picture. Let's say that he keeps showing these signs of improvements. Obviously, it's not positive that Dallow's injured, but in this time that he keeps proving that, you know, there's something there under Erik ten Hag. There's improvements. Would people change their mind on Aaron Wan-Bissaka being a long-term backup / alternative to Dallow? Or would people go, they still feel that, you know, he's reached his ceiling, or he might revert back to type, or we still need a different profile to kick on and be a top team? It's out for debate. I'm asking you guys, how do you feel about it now? Would you keep DJ off of what you've seen so far? And I know it's early, so you know, we're hypothetically talking. Would you keep Aaron Wan-Bissaka as the backup right back and say for at least another year again, and say, you know what, we're all right, let's use that money somewhere else? Or would you still go for a different type of profile to back up to Dallow? Would you get someone better than Dallow so that Dallow could be the understudy than we really are? Do you know what I mean? What would you do?
Yeah, I think it all depends on what we've got to spend and the owners we have. Let's just say, for argument's sake, we get the Arab money that comes in and we've got basically a blank check, unlimited spending, right? That's when you can kind of then say, Dallow, you're going to be the number 2. Wan-Bissaka, we can still get good value for money for you, maybe 30 million, 40 million, however much. You send him on his way. That's what I would do then. But if it's a thing where we have a strict budget and and we've got like, a strict game plan in terms of who we need to get and his priorities, then Wan-Bissaka can stay for another year, maybe even 2 years, depending on his development, if he can carry on developing and getting better. Because he is getting better slowly, incrementally, like little bits he's getting better at. But that's what I would do. So new owner comes in. If there's money to spend, big money to spend, Wan-Bissaka can go on his way. I can have Dalot as number 2. If not, if we're on a strict budget, then I'd keep Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, I've put a poll in the chat. Would you keep AWB in the summer? Let's see what people think. Get voting. I think it's interesting, especially when we got so much other stuff to fix, and he proves, let's say we get top 4 and we win a trophy, let's say. And Wan-Bissaka's been a big part of that when we didn't expect him to. Even away from what we think, maybe Ten Hag might go, you know what? I'm all right there. There. I need to sort out the Maguire situation because he's going to come knocking and saying, I want minutes. I need to sort out midfield. I need a ball carrying midfielder. I wanted Frankie de Jong so long last year. I either need to go and get him again, or I need someone like that. I need a striker for big P's. We're going to talk about a goalkeeper plan in the next little section, David Raya situation. So that's 4 things there that we just listed before right back. 4.
And that's the thing. Like, I'd be happy if we could get everything we wanted. Like, I'd be happy with getting another keeper in, the ball playing keeper. I'd be happy with you spend most of your budget, let's say, in Osimhen, and then you can, with sales, you can probably get a Frankie de Jong alternative or Frankie de Jong himself. I'd be happy with that. And if we'd already got top 4 and a trophy season before, I would be satisfied with that. And then we can build from that. I just think that right back, because of the resurgence of Aaron Wan-Bissaka, you can kind of hold off on it for now. It's something that we're going to deal with, but for now, it's not at the top of the list. Strikers at the top of the list.
Exactly. And that's why I think we've got to be really acute. I mean, to be fair, I think someone just put in the chat earlier on, Flex, don't keep thinking like the Glazers. We're getting new owners. And you know what? We can't. We don't know anything different.
Yeah.
We don't know anything different because really, if we had the owners that we want to get and we think that the money available of what we want is going to be available, we'll be saying we're going to sort all these positions in summer.
Yeah.
If you're Chelsea, like, they got the faith, they're saying we're going to address every single issue we've got. They're doing it in January. Do you know what I'm saying? But in the summer, they're going to, add in a little sprinkle again so they address everything. And it's true. It's true. Really, we should try and get out of this mindset of we're only going to be able to get this because we've only going to have this much money, so we're going to have to penny pinch from here. We do want to get out of that mindset. I do agree. But we got to be shown.
We got to be shown, Flex. We got to be shown. You know what I mean? It hasn't happened yet. Like, we can't spend funds that aren't in the bank just yet. Do you know what I mean? Like, so at this moment in time, as of today, the 24th of January, 2023, we are speaking as if we know a new regime's coming in, but let's just play the safer option to say, do you know what I mean? We have to choose the safest option for now until the money comes in and the owners talk bossy and they big up their chest and they say, we're going to empower our manager and give our manager everything he needs to make the team successful. Then we can start getting a bit, happier by it and thinking, oh, actually, Dalot should be number 2. In fact, you know what? We can maybe find an upgrade on Bruno somewhere in Europe or somewhere in the world. Or, do you know what I mean? Then we can start doing that. But right now, we don't know. We just don't know.
You don't know. Yeah, I agree. Nathan Joseph says the Man United board will do as they're told. The new owners will dictate the strategy, and some of them will be doing the PR5 settings, P45 settings. I think that is, P45 settings. They'll be gone. And Pritesh says, Flex, what did Henri quote on Ten Hag? Is it true? Oh, he's basically bigging him up. Yeah. Okay. Let me see if I can find that. He was bigging him up. Put it there. Basically, some of the quotes he said, he goes, you give 1 more year to Erik Ten Hag and back him in the market. United will be a force to be reckoned with. He also says he's a big fan of Ten Hag. I recommended him to Barcelona when Koeman left. Give Ten Hag a year and back him in the market. That would be a force. No disrespect. If Erik gets it right, they will play more attractive football than they did under Sir Alex. Big comments there.
That's a big...
He also said on CBSS, he said, We saw a team with 3 years of development against a team with 6 months of development, which is what we were saying.
Yeah.
Also a team with 1 week of rest against a team with 2 days of rest. Exactly. Yet Man United still went toe-to-toe, which for me was surprising. So, yeah, Henry was basically just bigging up Eric Ten Hag, really. And
Everything he said was true. Everything he said is
yeah,
true.
but then he said that, but then after that, everyone was like, it's fake. It's a fake quote. He never said it. But it was on some big accounts. It was on some really big accounts. So I'll be honest, I don't know if that was true. I did see that. And supposedly he said all these things, and it was on some quite reputable accounts. Yeah, but I don't know. Usually, if he would have said something like that, I'm sure we would have had like a video.
There'd have been a clip. Yeah, there'd have been some clip.
Exactly.
Maybe.
But supposedly that's what he said. But let's just say that it's real because we want to big up our manager in it. And even if he didn't say that, that's what he should have said. It's true. That's what he should have said because it's true. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's true. It's true.
Exactly. So on the Gusto hijack though, back to that. I know we kind of went around the houses a little bit. I think we're basically saying that's just, you can't expect a kid like that where Chelsea are in for him to say, wait till the summer because we might get rid of Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And if we do, then we might come back and get you. So just don't make a decision yet.
It's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah.
Kind of embarrassing.
I don't think it's true. I just don't think it's a true story.
Yeah, I hope it isn't. I hope it isn't. The player though is a good player. He is a good player.
He is.
And he can develop into something really good. But nah, I just think big Man United are coming on their hands and knees just to like beg a 19-year-old like to not go to Chelsea. Like, come on, man, and not putting no bread down. It's a bit weird to me.
Yeah, I can't see it happening. It just doesn't make sense. I think you said it absolutely perfect. That he has to come with bread and not promises. That is the perfect one. On to David Raya now because the Express are reporting, amongst some other players, and Gusto was one of them actually, that Man United are trying to hijack Chelsea's latest sort of transfer situations, trying to give them a taste of their own medicine.
Yeah.
But there's a list of kind of 4 players. I think it was Enzo Fernandez, Declan Rice, David Raya, and Gusto.
Yeah.
But let's focus on David Raya right now. And the Express is saying United are reportedly lurking in the background as part of a 3-way transfer tussle for Brentford goalkeeper David Raya. Chelsea and Tottenham are also eyeing the Spaniard's signature this summer, but it's no surprise why Ten Hag is interested. Raya meets the quota for a ball-playing goalkeeper, and he's entering the final year of his Brentford contract in July. Is likely to be available for a cut price free because in July he'll have 1 year left.
Yeah.
United can blow Chelsea and Spurs out of the water and lure David De Gea's long-term successor to Old Trafford. Well, look at it this way, right? David Raya, does he fit the profile? Do I like him? Yes, absolutely. I've had my say on David De Gea. I think there are certain games when you get to the top end of the game, like against City at home, like against Arsenal the other day. We saw the frailties that Cam speaks so much about, that Marcel speaks so much about, that a lot of people, speak so much about. And I get that. I do get that. But I think, like I said, for the most part, I think once the team improves and we improve, I think David De Gea can be okay. But I understand there is going to be a time where we have to change him 100%.
Yeah.
And play in a different way. The latest with David De Gea is that he's negotiating, lesser terms to be able to stay at the club. Would he do that if he's not going to be number one? I don't know. David Raya would be available for a cut price. So if you did, because I was always saying, if you get De Gea on new terms, he's still going to be on like 200 bag a week. So he's, something like that. He's still going to want to be number one. So we're not going to have enough money to go and get another first choice keeper if you want to bed them in. But if David Raya is in his last year of his deal, then you could get him for a reasonable fee and have both.
Yeah.
And then say to him, we're phasing David De Gea out, but David Raya, you're going to play a lot of games. We'll see who can become number one. I don't know. Would you be up for that?
Definitely. He does fit the quota that we need. Somewhere out there in the world right now, Marcel is smiling if he's watching. He is smiling, rubbing his hands together, and Cam also.
Yes.
My whole thing with De Gea was that we would address it, sort of like the Wan-Bissaka thing. We'd address it if it was pressing, if we really needed to address it. I didn't think it needed addressing immediately, but I think when an opportunity like this comes, where you've got someone like David Raya who can come in for, you know, a decent price where we're not having to break the bank, you go and do it. Do you know what I mean? You go and do it. And the reality is, De Gea's been here for a very, very long time. He's been here since he was young. So, you know, he's had a lot of chances. We've seen the best of him. We've seen the worst of him. And I think slowly but surely in the Ten Hag era, you're going to want to move on from that. So why not bring in, you know, his countryman, but more importantly, someone that fits the profile and in terms of how we're going to play and how we're going to how like sweeper keeping and all of that. You're going to need someone like him. You're going to need someone like David Raya. So I think we should do it. I think it'd be good business.
Yeah, I think so. I think if it's available for like 20 million, something cut price like that,
go do it, man.
I'm definitely having David Raya. I'm, you know, I'm never in the camp of like blindly backing De Gea to say no other keeper, you know, don't ever go for anyone else. He's perfect. I just think we got a lot more stuff to fix. But you know, when off the back of a game like Arsenal, where you see some of his lack of confidence and lack of ability in certain areas that helped put us under the cosh a little bit, you know, it is going to ring alarm bells. Of course it is in those games. And we saw it against City as well. I think halfway through the first half, I think it was, the second half, like his distribution just wasn't good. He just kept kicking it into central midfield and overturning the ball, turning the ball over,
He does that quite a lot. That is some of the he has tendencies that definitely he's got
in the big games like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, when people are pressing him and stuff like that. So I get it. And David Raya is definitely one that I would look at and say, you know what, I could get behind that. I could definitely get behind that. It's especially at that price. But the interesting thing about that is that there's a bit of a domino effect because, like I said, it's like a three-way love triangle. You've got Spurs, you've got Everton. So you've got Spurs, you've got Man United, and you've got Chelsea. If you look at Chelsea, Mendy and Kepa are crap. They don't rate them. You know what I mean? Mendy had his time, and I think he got found out a little bit at the highest level. Kepa's always been suspect, especially this season as well, when they've tried to bring him back into the fold. So they need a keeper. Spurs, oh my God. Obviously awful team. But Lloris has passed it. Like, they need a new keeper badly as well.
Yeah.
So he fits both of their bills. You know, arguably, you could say Spurs need him more. Because, like, you know, at least we can keep David Gea for another year, keep going, whatever. Spurs literally are just, Lloris is making absolute clangers, way worse than De Gea.
But if you're the player, what is the most attractive prospect?
Exactly. Well, it could be Chelsea.
It's going to be Chelsea.
It could be Chelsea. It could be Chelsea with the peas that they're going to slap down as well. They're definitely going to come with bread and not promises. But that's definitely the line of the show.
Bread, line of the show, man.
Yeah. But if Man United get in there and offer the right situations, especially if you're David Raya and Chelsea say to you, listen, we're selling Mendy, we're going to keep Kepa as backup or vice versa. Whatever it is, you're going to be number one. Spurs go, Lloris is on his way out, you know what I mean, captain, but he's done. You're going to be number one. And then Man United say, well, we're keeping De Gea. You know, you're going to kind of challenge him, kind of bread yourself in a little bit. He's at Brentford playing every single game. He's in the Spain squad.
Yeah.
Why is he going to want to come and sit on the bench and be a number two when he can go to Spurs or Chelsea, especially Chelsea, under a new regime, lots of money, and be number one straight away? So I think unless Man United can offer him to be the number one in this new look Eric Ten Hag side, because that's arguably, you know, a prospect to rival Chelsea, being Man United number one straight up. You're coming into Man United in this new look side with all these players. We got new owners too. We got to sell the project to him as well and say, listen, I know Togboli, he's got this going on. You know what I'm saying? He's got this going on. But we got Sir Jim Radcliffe and this is what he's doing. Or we've got the people from Dubai or whoever it is who buys us. We've got these guys and this is what they're on. And you're going to be number one. Here's what Eric Ten Hag's saying. So,
but you know what?
Number one.
Yeah, you know what though? I think, again, we're talking as, you know, our current situation at the moment. But who's to say that we get brand new owners in? It's going to be well documented. You know, when Man United get new owners, it's going to be everywhere. You can live on Mars and hear the news. Like, it's going to be absolutely everywhere. So, depending on how good that takeover is, and if it's people of, you know, who are quite reputable, got a lot of money, players now are going to start looking at United as an attractive prospect because it's brand new. It's a brand new plan. It's going to be, do you know what I mean? It's about getting United back on the map. And I think, you know, some players would love to be a part of that, love to be a part of that little bit of history. So we become automatically way more attractive. So then David Raya could look at United and be like, Oh, yeah, you got like what, billionaire investor? Okay, cool. All right, cool. I see what you're trying to do. Yeah, I'd love to be a part of that. But again, Chelsea they're already on that journey. They're set. Do you know what I mean? They've got the players in already. They've got the big game players in. You know, an exciting team, exciting cast and talent. So it's tough, man. It is tough. And that's why when we kind of speaking about takeovers, which is a separate conversation, I want to fight fire with fire, Flex, man. I want to fight fire with fire. Because look at this now. It comes down to, you know, dotting the I's and crossing the T's. David Raya, if he goes to Chelsea, he's already in a nice ensemble cast with amazing players. There's money back behind the team. They're good to go. Going to United, yeah, you're on a come up. We can see you're on a come up, but you still got David De Gea there. Unless Ten Hag does an Ollie and just lies to him straight, just a bare-faced lie and say, "You're my number one." But then you see David De Gea playing a lot more.
Yeah, that's what the old Man United would have done. I mean, the only
lie through their teeth.
Like, yeah, gonna do this, gonna do that. You can be this, you can be that, and then all of a sudden, man, they're sitting on the bench seeing David De Gea start all the games. Just quickly, we've ended the poll with the "Would you sell Wan-Bissaka in the summer?" Poll, and 55% of you said, "Sorry, would you keep Wan-Bissaka in the summer?" 55% of you said yes, and 44% of you said no. So it was quite close. It was quite close, but yes, that you would keep him is the one that just won that. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Super chat here from Jerome. Actually, just a contribution from Jerome. Appreciate that. Then Jerome did send in the super chat. Says we need João Paulinho. He's good at the Fulham. He is good in our midfield with Frankie and the striker. If only this was Football Manager, bro. If only this was Football Manager or FIFA, you know. But you're right. If we had those three, then we would be a force. VK says, is Owen doing a Sancho? Great to see DJ back. Owen's under the weather at the minute. So yeah, he's just chilling out. He's under the weather at the moment. And Diva says, if Eric Ten Hag gets his keeper, he will start him straight away, as we have seen. So yeah, that's interesting as well to see what happens with that. So yeah, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. And moving on to the next story, summer clear out. This is interesting because according to Laurie Whitwell, he's basically saying because of FFP, Manchester United need to basically sell players before they can buy players. Is that a surprise? No, because we've got a lot of players on big contracts. Here's what he actually said. He says FFP means Man United, this is Laurie Whitwell, means Man United needs sales to buy big in the summer anyway. A consequence of overspending and underselling in recent years. How many times have we undersold? I mean, I think Dan James, remember people saying Dan James is like one of our highest returns on a player. What did we sell him for?
Shocking.
25 million, 30 million or something like that. I think we sold him for. We bought him for 15. Unbelievable. Yeah. I can't remember the last time we made some serious P. We bought Pogba for 90 million.
Ronaldo, the first time.
Yeah, exactly. What was that? 80 million.
80 million, yeah.
Since then, I can't think of a big transfer fee that's been worth it where you go, well, that was, I mean, Lukaku we bought for 90 million. Didn't we send him back for that in the end to Inter?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think
maybe like 70. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it wasn't exactly, we didn't get more. Maguire, we've done 80 million on. Never going to go for anywhere near that. Di Maria took a loss. Schweinsteiger took a loss. Schneiderlin took a loss. Fellaini took a loss.
Wow,
Herrera didn't offer a new deal. Mata went. Matic went. Lingard went. Where's we? You know what I mean? And you know, Lingard was obviously, we didn't buy him.
Yeah.
But we could have made some money off selling him towards the end. Didn't.
Yeah.
Who else is there? What's his face? Daley Blind, Darmian. You know, I don't think we got anywhere near what we
Tellez.
Exact Tellez. Well, he's still technically our player, to be fair, and so is Eric Bailly. But the list goes on. The list goes on. So I'm not surprised to hear that we need a summer clear out, basically.
Yeah, the clear out's got to be. I want it done at speed. I don't want it to, you know, linger on for too long. I think, you know, the United, they need to be doing their work. Well, they probably are, but they need to be doing their work from now. You know, these players need to go out as soon as that window opens. Yeah, 11:59 the previous day, out. people gone. Yeah, gone. Big wholesale gone. I need all these old guys gone. I don't want to hear about Phil Jones. I don't want to hear about Tellez go, Bailly go. You never know. Martial could even get chucked into that. Again, depending on who the owners come in. There's a lot that can happen. There's a lot of moving parts and a lot of variables, but I'm not surprised, Flex. I'm not surprised. We got a lot of dead wood. A lot of dead wood at this club. They have to go. Please, they have to go.
Yeah,
for their careers, man, and themselves. They have to go, man.
100%. I'm just looking through the comments there just really quickly. Who made Mina a mod on this channel? Look at this. Mina's got the key. Mina's getting far too much for my liking. I don't know what's going on here. The Queen Mees have stolen the keys to the mods or something and made Mina a mod.
I noticed that. Yeah, I noticed that a couple of days ago. Yeah.
Oh,
she's running things in the community.
I didn't know that Mina was a mod. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you laugh. What's happened here? Owen must have made her it. They see Owen. See, Owen's a little bit under the weather. He's left Mina in charge. Oh my god. Manzir, big up Manzir, my brother. Big up to you, bro. Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year. Haven't spoke to you for a little bit actually. Hope you're good. Manzir says, see you in Nottingham. Yes, big game tomorrow and Barca as well. Yeah, in a few weeks we've got to go out to Barca. You know what I mean? There's all the Queen Means in the comments. There you go. As per usual, don't disrespect Queen Mina, Flex. Oh, I know what will happen if you do that.
The Mina Nights are on you, man. The Mina Nights.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. They're tough. But yeah, on the FFP thing, I mean, it's our own fault, and I think actually one part of when we get new owners, one of the biggest things of that is going to be undoing the past failings, you know, and making and we still obviously reap the. It's not rewards. We reap the impact of making those bad decisions earlier on, you know, because in years gone by, when you consistently make that many bad decisions, you don't get to just get out of that situation really quickly. You have to phase those players out. You have to take the losses. You have to take the hits and get the blank canvas. And the ones that you are buying in the meantime. So when we get a Malacia, when we get an Ericsson, we've got a Martinez, we've got an Anthony, etc. These types of players, a Casemiro. These players that you're starting to get, you have to be more clever with the contracts that you're giving out. You know, Casemiro, fair play. You're saying that's one way, even though he was on like 350 grand a week, I think he is, you know, 70 million. We can see how important he is, and we can see he's got pedigree and he's world class. Yeah. That's not a bad buy. Ericsson, you got him on a free transfer, so his wages are his wages. That's not a bad move. Martinez, what's he going to be on? 150, maybe 200. Something like that, let's just say. But you got him for a decent price. What was it, 45 million in the end, or 50 million euros or whatever it was? I can't remember. Decent money. Malacia, young kid, got him for like 18 million all in, didn't we? 15 million all in. So we're already being more sensible. Okay, you can argue that the Anthony one was way too much. We did overpay for that.
But I think that's desperation, though, isn't it?
Desperation. So that one was probably one what we want to avoid. Going in late for players and then them charging double what he's worth. Do you know what I'm saying? More than what he's worth.
Yeah, I think, you know, as football fans, we do get kind of, you know, for me anyway, I get kind of lost in, man, I wonder what players are going to come in, and the manager and the board and the owners. But then there is also the other side, the more the financial stuff and the structure stuff where deals have to be, you know, deals have to be structured in the correct way for the longevity of the squad and the club. And as you said, you know, we've done years of failings, years of bad deals, years of PR stunts that haven't gone well for us. You know what I mean? The new owners have to come in and undo all of that. And there's still a whole mess that's there under the table that we still need to sort out. And then that's not even mentioning sort of Old Trafford, you know, facilities and stuff like that, which has also been well documented. So, you know, we laugh about, you know, oil money coming in and stuff like that. But these new owners, they're going to have to spend bread, just not on the squad, but Manchester United as a business, as an infrastructure itself, they're going to have to spend money on that as well. So there's a lot of money that's going to have to go into the club to even get us, you know, at the forefront of football like we used to be.
Exactly. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. Have I read that one? No. There you go. Let's read out these super chats. SK says it's going to be hard. We have like a backlog of 4 to 5 years of players to move on. We might have to bite the bullet and just take a loss. Absolutely. We can't. That's what I mean. There's not okay, McTominay come through the youth ranks. So whatever you got for McTominay, you'd get. Fred, we paid 50 million for, but you know, in this squad role, you might actually stay.
I think you should. I think you should.
And just be a squad player, but we need to invest heavily. Who else? Wan-Bissaka we bought for 50 million. Never going to sell him for more than that. Nowhere near. It's going to be half.
30 mil, 25.
Who?
If we saw Wan-Bissaka 25, 30 mil.
Exactly. Alanga come through the youth ranks, so you're not sure what's going to happen there. Who else would we sell? Would you sell Martial? I don't know.
I personally would, depending on, again, owners, how much money, all of that stuff.
We need 2 strikers. If you're going to sell Martial, he needs replacing, and then we need the one as well. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously Weghorst's deal will probably come to an end, unless he does an absolute madness where we spoke about if he did a madness, then you could give him an extra year just in the background whilst you go and get the guy and you keep Martial. You got 3. But Martial, I think, it's getting to that point where it's like, I don't know how much longer we're going to have to wait, or we can keep waiting to see him arrive. Do you know what I mean?
I'm kind of done with it, to be fair. Personally, I'm done. And it's only because he's been given a lot of chances. You know, his career at United especially has been very up and down. Some good moments, great moments, and then, you know, moments filled with promise, and then, injured again. You know, it's just rinse and repeat for me. So I think he should just be moved on.
I hear you. I hear you. SK says, I don't know how it works, but if player payments can be paid off, I think we can spend, since the Glazers have structured payments over the long term. Yeah, but also the sale of the club just changes all of that. We don't have any cash reserve. So I think in regards, SK, of what the Glazers have done in terms of payments and stuff like that, they're selling the club, you know what I mean? And they've bled the club completely dry, and the new owner's got to come in and stabilize all of that whilst having a cash injection. So yeah, that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough. Lil Yo says, isn't it funny how us football fans have had to become accountants before because of incompetent owners? Yeah, exactly. We have. And none of us, well, I say none of us are. Some of you at home actually might be actual accountants, to be fair. I certainly am not. But yeah, we're forced to kind of think of things from a different perspective. Because of that. They've come to the end of the show. Big show. Big up to DJ coming in, doing the damn thing. Big up to you. Smash a like on the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Later on today, I believe there is a press conference. I saw that there was a press conference today at 12:30. But sometimes for the Carabao Cup games, they moved them. They changed them about a little bit. They changed. So we'll see on that. If there is, we'll have all the latest reaction from that, as well as a match preview as well. That will be coming for tomorrow's big game at Forest, at the City Ground. Massive atmosphere down there. It's going to be a tough game. And Flexing KG show, 6 p.m. Make sure you guys are locked in as well. KG is back in the country.
God. Oh, my God.
When he said we're going to win the league and all that, I got some serious stuff to talk to him about.
Please, Flex, man, talk to him.
I will. And he'll probably, and listen, I'm not even there to burst his bubble, but he probably will be like, yeah, so I did, yeah, and we still can win the league. And you know what he's like. So tune in 6 p.m. We'll have the Flex and KG show for you as well. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. We're out of here. Peace.